I don't know where I come up with these things sometimes. It seemed like a really good idea at the time, but this could go horribly wrong. We'll see. Who hasn't got one of these? If you've ever been pregnant or you are pregnant at the moment, chances are you're going to have a stability ball lying around somewhere. Don't get rid of it, blow it up. We can do some exercise with it. So, stability ball mini. If I fall over, feel free to just laugh your head off. I'm hoping this is going to go okay. So we're going to do 10 exercises twice. So it will just be hopefully a 10-minute workout. I have increased the rest time or transition time to 15 seconds to give us a little bit more time to move on and off of the ball. You will need some dumbbells, nothing too heavy. Shall we get going? So we're not going to do a warm-up. Hopefully you've or either tagging this onto the end of something and you're already warmed up. If you haven't, just go and run around your room, have a little bit of a stretch, make sure you are ready to go. We are going to start with squats against a wall, but with the stability ball in between. Let me show you. So you're going to put the ball against a wall. Come with your back to it. So you want it about here. Feet hip distance. We're just going to take a squat down and that ball is going to help us roll down into a nice deep squat position. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Here, push up, squeeze your bum at the top, down and squeeze, down and squeeze. Okay, bring that ball down to the floor, seamless. Grab your weights and you're going to sit on your ball. Find a nice comfy position. I think feet about hip distance. You want a nice stable base. Bring your weights to here. I'm just going to do a shoulder press. Push up, back down. Don't let those elbows drop too low down. Going to keep them relatively high. Push up and down. Breathing out on the effort. You need your dumbbells for the next 3 exercises, but we're going to move position. So we're going to be lying on our back with your legs hanging off. So just come off out of it. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see what I mean. Now, this ball is just going to support your back down in this position. Bring your weights nice and high. We're going to do a fly first of all. So bring them out to the side, squeeze back up. Down and squeeze. If this is causing you too much strain through your neck, then reposition the ball so that your head is on the ball as well. Try and keep your arms as straight as you can, just with a nice slight soft bend through the elbows. Okay, I'm just going to reposition ever so slightly. So I've got my head on the ball as well. And we're here, we're into a chest press. So arms come nice and wide. Push up and down, up and down. So elbows don't come too low. Squeeze your bum together to keep your hips nice and high. To get a bit of a glute workout here as well. Push up, down, up and down. Okay, bring those weights together, hold them high. We're going to take it into a tricep extension. So your weight should be above your head. We're going to bend at the elbows, bringing those weights down behind you and back up, behind and back up. You might need to put one weight down and just go for one weight because tricep strength is usually a little weaker. So you're not going to be able to lift as much as you would with something like a chest press or a shoulder press. But if you can keep going, it's only 30 seconds, go for it. Okay, slowly coming back up, put those weights back down. We're going to flip over onto our fronts with our legs stretched out behind us into a back extension. So to here, feet, nice stable base, feet apart, arms to your temples or hands to temples, and we'll raise up and down, up and down. This is going to work your lower back. Okay, onto your back again. We're going to come into a bit of a glute bridge. So just kind of wiggle yourself out so that it's supporting your shoulders and your back. Take your bottom down, squeeze up, down, squeeze. Breathing out as you normally would on a glute bridge. Let's engage those core muscles. Now the next exercise is the one where it's very likely I'm going to fall over. Prepare yourself. Prepare to laugh or prepare to fall with me. Okay, keep it here. Try and get yourself into a nice stable position. You might want to put your hands underneath your hips, and we're going to raise a knee up and back down, up and down. So it's a bit like the glute bridge march, but you need to really squeeze your hips up for a stable base. Up and up. Wobbling around all over the place here. This is so hard. Okay, coming back down. So we're going to come onto our back into a hamstring curl. So you want your feet on the ball and you're going to bring it in towards you. So dig your heels in, raise your hips up so you're in this position. Bring them in, roll out. In, roll out. 2 and 1. Okay, when you're in a kneeling position, so core roll out. You're going to put your hands onto here. So bring that ball fairly close to you. Forearms down. We're going to push out. So you come into a plank position, roll back in, roll out and in. Squeeze your tummy in. Last one. Okay, we're going to go back round to the beginning again in just a second. Grab a quick drink if you need it, and we're back into the wall squat. So get your ball, push it against the wall, back comes against it. You don't want it too high, you want it kind of in between your shoulder blades. And then we're just going to have feet hip distance apart, come a little bit forward, so you might not be straight up and down. Squeeze your belly in, squeeze your bottom, come down, back up, down and up. You should be able to get a nice deep squat with this one because you just have that little bit of extra support. So this is really good if any of you have got bad knees. Okay, ball comes down to the floor. You need your dumbbells and you're going to come into that shoulder press. So weights, cactus arms, push up and down, up and down. Actually, the ball is such a good way to be able to do so many exercises that you would normally need an exercise bench for, particularly flies and chest press. So we don't really do those in classes because we just don't have that kind of equipment either at home or in the class. This is a really great way to be able to get into those positions. So come down, you want your back of your head supported if you can. We're going to do the chest press first of all. Squeeze your bum up, push, back down, push and down. You see, you knew there was a reason you kept this ball in the garage collecting dust. Actually, this isn't the one I had throughout pregnancy. I did use one, it was the best thing to sit on. I bought this actually earlier this year as part of my back rehabilitation. So good. Okay, arms long. We're going to come into that fly. So moving your weight out to the side, arms parallel with the body and back up, down and up. Just keep those glutes squeezed together to keep your hips high. Nearly there. Okay, weights come together or drop one down, and we're going to bend at the elbow, bringing those weights behind, extend back up, down and up. You might not be able to get too far. This is really hard, especially if you've got two weights. Nearly there. Okay, put those weights down. We're going to roll over so that we're on the back, on our backs. No, on our fronts. Ready for back extension. So lean into it. Nice stable base. So push your feet into the floor. Hands come up to temples. Raise up and down. Up and down. We've got that bridge move coming up. Once you've got that ball bridge, if you want to do them on a ball, you can always add in a weight. Put that on your hips like we would normally do a weighted glute bridge, just to make it that little bit harder. Get your technique right first. So coming back onto your bottoms, roll that ball out behind you. So just wiggle yourself forward, hips high, come down, push up, down and up. Body looks silly. Okay, wiggle yourself back just a little bit. We're going to come into that glute raise or glute march position. So we're raising one leg up at a time. Squeeze your bottom together. Raise up and down, up and down. So this instability is so hard. Up, down, up, down. This is really going to work your core muscles as well as your legs. Oh, well, it's funny. It's a funny workout. Dumping down. Okay, come onto your back. Seamless, and it would be. Hamstring curls, so you need your feet. Dig your heels into the ball. Raise yourself up. Wiggle your shoulders underneath a little bit. Pull in, back out. In, out. 2 and 1. Okay, get yourself into a kneeling position. Don't roll away, ball. Hands to here. Come forward. We're going to lean into it, rolling those forearms out. Bring them back in. Roll out. Lean into it. This is so good for your tummy muscles. Taking a little bit of pressure away from the core, but this is still quite an advanced move. So if you are getting any doming or this just feels too much for you, maybe just take it to a plank here rather than the roll out. One more. Okay, that is you all done. So, stability ball minute.